let's see if we can actually start a live with it not being silent in the beginning. So let's ask the question, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Okay. So we're kind of in the middle of a card. I know Easter has passed. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Easter. But we are working with the Easter lilies, and then just to kind of refresh you, um, I'll just quickly run through. So these are the Easter lilies that we cut the last time. These are some of the palms and some of the leaves. We don't know exactly how many we're going to be using here, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I am creating. So um, here we are. So let's just scoot these over. Story of my life. I'm not even gonna just like this whole side of my desk over here is just everything that's been scooted over, right? It's a disaster. Okay, so we did pull out the oh, it's sticking together. Sorry. The garden lattice, top and bottom. And then we pulled out the He is Risen sentiment set and the Old Rugged Cross sentiment and dies. And then this one I didn't have the last time because I really had to search for it. Like I really had to go through all of my things and find it. Um, so and now I don't even know if we're going to be using it. What's happening? We don't know. Okay. So we are also, because we said we were going to mix it up between Copic markers and OLO markers, these lilies, let me bring them back over here, colors picked by you. These lilies are colored with our OLO markers, but I did put the Copic equivalent into the description on the live. So if you're like, hey, I know you're using OLOs, but I only have Copics, then you can find them there. Yeah, hockey, yes. That's one of the things that I do love about them. They are one of the few that do put out religious products, and they have, you know, quotes or psalms or things like that. So I do very much enjoy that. Okay. So now I'm going to get out my little hex chart so that I can figure out what kind of greens we want to do. All right. So I have all of the markers that they have out right now. I think they're coming out with more though. Oh, Linda, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, several of you guys had asked about sending me a card or sending my mom a card. And so I have, do you hear the whining? That's my old lady. That's my Molly, my sugar face. You can't see her, but she is here. Um, Homegirl, I have nothing for you. You got to go on, baby. Come on, go on. Go lay down, please. Thank you. Um, this is a Sandy Allnock hex chart, and I use them. They're like $5, and they are such a game changer because it sorts everything by color. Let me pull out my, well, can I pull out my Copic one? It's over here somewhere. It may be underneath all of the stuff that got set aside. But anyway, she has one for OLO markers. She has one for Copic markers. She has one for um, sketch markers, but I don't even think they're selling those anymore. I really liked those, but I think that they've gone by the wayside, the sketch markers. Um, So somebody said, "Are OLO markers cheaper than Copic?" Yes, but they're different. So let's get started coloring, and I'll answer that question, or you guys will be spending your entire afternoon with me, and I'm sure you have other stuff that you would like to do with your life. Um, so let me see. Okay, so on the color wheel, you guys know I love my color wheel. On the color wheel, okay, a blue violet's natural complement is a yellow orange. So that's what we've got going on here. Even though they are more desaturated, they are looking nice together because they are complementary colors. So we can do a double complement, or we can do a split complement. And so to do a double complement, it just means to do two of the same, like two complementary that go together. Um, Sherry, I'm here for short-term lump icing. Oh, oh my girl, I thought you was making cake. I was like, what are you icing? I love bakery, but you're talking about your shoulder. You're talking about your shoulder after your surgery. Oh Lord. So if we do, like if we went with a violet and did the split complement, we would use a yellow orange and a yellow green. Um, or more of a red violet. For a split complement, you would use a yellow and a green. So basically you just go to either side. So a split complement for a blue violet would be yellow and orange, but I need a green. So I think I'm going to use the yellow green because that is, I think that will look nicer. So I think that's what we're going to do. Their yellow greens are up here in the twos. And what do we got going on here? I want a YG. Ooh, this 2.1 is light, but that's all right. 2.1 and 2.3, and then a 2.5. And here's where things start to kind of get off because I have all the half markers. Again, we'll talk about this in a moment, about the OLOs and the Copics. So I need the 2.5, but I don't want the 8.5. This is super desaturated. But do you know what I do want? I want that 8.7. I want this one. So now I got to hunt it down. Where is this? This says YG 1.6. What do you want to bet? This is just the original colors, and it's not the new one, because this is the new one. I'm not getting up to get the other thing. Let's do this. Let's do a 1.4 and a 1.6. And still don't have, there it is, the 8.7. Because the 1.8 is going to be all the way down here. And we'll leave these out. We'll do a little swatching and see. Okay. Markers back on the ground. Because we do have two, maybe I'll just pull those. And you can see why in my craft room nothing gets done. And I want a 1.7. 1.4, 2.0. Where are you? You're probably connected to a color that ain't even the color that you should be connected to. All right. Well, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work with what we got. Okay. I store my markers in the box that they gave me, so I do store them upright. But I also stole, Lord, I didn't steal nothing. It's a lunchbox. It's a lunchbox, but it works for me, and I've been keeping them in here for years. See, it says Igloo. Y'all, it's a lunchbox, but this is where all of my Copic markers are housed, in this lunchbox that I have sitting on the side of my desk. I didn't have a good storage solution for them, and one of the guys at work was like, "Why don't you just get a bag and like put them all upright?" And so he went to Walgreens. He went to Walgreens and found this lunchbox, and that's what I've used now for um a really, really long time. Okay, so I think we're gonna do the palms, the yellow green color, and then we'll do the actual leaves a green color. Okay, so we'll do this as one and we'll do this as one. Nope, I mixed them up. Those go together. That's my dark. Nope, that is what I want. What am I talking about? Okay, you stay over there. Okay, so now since we're going to go into the coloring, I am going to take my face off of the screen. I'm sure you will miss it terribly. I am still in my pajamas. I have barely brushed my teeth, and my hair is still in my sleeping braid because I spent the night at my mom's house last night. And see this bright red little ponytail holder? That is my daughter's. I'm well put together today. Okay, so let's zoom into this. Okay, I will try to remember to put the things down. Okay. Now you can cut this from colored cardstock and then just add shading. It is faster, but it does give you a little bit less control. So we were talking, and I know I might be repeating some of the information that was in the chat, because I think you guys were chit-chatting about the OLOs versus the Copics. So the Copic markers, I'm pretty sure they're like 524 or 544 or something over at Dick Blick, which is where I buy all of my Copic markers. Um, and oh, Naomi, have a good time. We actually have pretty beautiful weather here in Ohio. Today, when I was driving home, it was like in the 70s. So here, I'm just going to pick an area that I want to add the shadows to. Typically, I tend to go like to the bottom half, like this. And then you just want to stick to the same side. So I'm actually going to go, now that I have a base coat, I'm going to go to my darkest color. And I'm just going to get the bottoms. Um, so alcohol markers, they're like 544, 524, something like that. And it's a full size marker. OLO markers are, I think, $4, but you get a half. However, the catch is that the half ink well, because it is a free flowing ink system instead of a core ink, like how Copics are, and honestly, how most markers are. You get the same amount of ink in a half of an OLO that you do in a whole of a Copic. So, but you have to either be willing to use them with the handles. Do I have a handled one around here somewhere? I don't think I do. My white one has or my clear, my colorless blender has this does not have enough contrast for me. So we're gonna have to get another darker color. So that's what you see me using here is the half markers. The reason that I use them as halves instead of keeping them all together is because in the videos that I film, people found it rather confusing that I would be coloring one color, but the back of my marker looked like a different color. And I could see how that would be confusing. And it doesn't bother me to color with the halves, so that's why I pull them apart. But really, in like regular real life, there's no reason for you to have to um, pull them apart. You can use them while they're still together. Um, and now this is now this is going to be our mid-tone instead of our darkest color. And I do think that I like that better. Okay. And OLO does not have all of their colors out yet. Like, I think they have is it 200? I can't remember exactly. Um, but they're coming out with them in like a shorter or smaller series, so that way it's a little bit more um it's a little bit easier to digest and there aren't quite so many options because as we all know, when there's enormous releases and things like that, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So now this one is a side one. Sorry, I didn't pop my little guys out when I die cut them. Um, there they go. And so because this is already like bent over, I'm just going to go ahead and make this side darker. So I'm going to follow that up the middle, and then this side will be darker. And then when we have, see, like these connector pieces, you basically have to decide which side you want to be on top. I'm still, remember, we picked one direction and we're sticking with it. So my darker colors are going toward the bottom, but see how this is? One's on top of the other. So you just have to make a choice. There's no right or wrong way. Um, so I'm going to put the one that's bent over on top. And in order to do that, I have to add shadow to the one underneath. And then we're going to have the same thing up here. So just pick whichever one you want to be on top. I'm going to go this way. And then there we go. So I do find that there is a little bit of a learning curve with the Olos because they have that free flowing ink. They are a little bit juicier than a Copic marker is. Um, so you just have to pay attention to how much ink you're putting down. Like you don't want to be crazy with it. All right. So did everybody have a good weekend? Did you, if you celebrate Easter, did you celebrate with your family? So that's those two. I'm going to quickly color these up while we just chat a little. We had really good weather. It was a little chilly, but nothing too terrible for Easter, which was nice. For Christmas, my mom had wanted to give my daughter, my little jelly bean, a four-wheeler. It's like a kid's four-wheeler, not like a full size. Um, ooh, carrot cake cheesecake. Julia, that sounds delicious. Um, yeah, what did we have? Oh, we had blackberry cobbler because that's one of my mom's favorites. So I made blackberry cobbler. Um, it's all about the dessert, isn't it? It definitely is for me. In fact, there's a caramel apple cake that my mom makes. It's like one of those dump cakes, but it's extra delicious because the top gets all crunchy. So I pulled the stuff out today while I was there to make that later. And then I made her beef barley soup. I made her some of that. So it takes a long time to cook barley. I don't know if you're familiar, but it takes like an hour or two. So I think I started my soup at like 10:45, and when I was leaving, it was still simmering. I had to tell my sister, in 15 minutes, throw in the vegetables. They're frozen, and then 10 minutes after that, you can turn it off. Okay. And then we'll do one more with the last color. I did soak it while I was, Diane, I did soak it while I was getting all the other things together because that's what the recipe said to do. But I am thinking in the future that it would probably be beneficial to maybe not follow the recipe to a T and maybe just go ahead and soak them a little bit longer. Okay. All right. So now we get all of those colored. And normally before I switch things, I would clean this up. But since we're going to be just moving on to another set of greens, I'm not going to stress about it. Hi, Kate. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. So now we're going to try this. This might be too dark. I've never put them together. We're going to give it a go and see. Okay. Let's start with our darkest color. Okay. This is upside down. I think it goes like this. So we'll go right up the middle. And then for this one, because it's swooped, I'm going to do a little bit at the end and a little bit at the top. And that'll just help it look more swoopy. Oh yeah, see, this is like an olive. But that's okay. So we just need another green. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You teach on Wednesday nights. Is it night where you are? It's 1:32 p.m. for me. And I think somebody had mentioned how often will we do Monday premieres? We're trying for every week. That is the goal. So obviously you guys know who have been coming to the video or coming to the lives and watching the videos, like, I like what's going on in my life, so it's a little bit hectic right now. But so I'm doing the best I can to keep up with my things. Susan, you're Eastern. I'm Eastern too. What's happening on Wednesday nights? It said you teach on Wednesday nights. Okay, that's the dark one. This is the middle of the road. Oh yes. Oh, the release party. Yes, that is on a Wednesday. This time, I got confused. So that is, yeah, you'll see me at night. I did miss that part. Not that I didn't know it was on the 30th. I just didn't click that it was on a Wednesday. All right, so we've got these and we've got these, and these are our lilies. So these are our kind of main components. So let's see about a layout. I gotta clean my mess up here. It's just isopropyl alcohol. for this this cheap chicken. All right. Okay. So let's let's do this lattice and see how we like that. This is one of, oh, I knocked something over. It was my paper trimmer. Um, I this lattice is an older um die cut cover plate. It's an older cover plate, but I still use it really regularly. It's just a good one. So I'm gonna have, yeah, 4 1/4. And we'll cut this one too because I'll probably need it. I like to say well, we used to call it Indian style in school, but now they call it crisscross applesauce. Um, I am a proponent of sitting crisscross applesauce. I like it. It's very comfortable. But unfortunately, it typically puts my foot to sleep, and that is what's happening right now. My right foot is totally pins and needles. All right, so this is the top. So it's a little bit thinner, and then this is the bottom. It is a little bit thicker. If you were like, I don't want to buy two, I can only afford one, I would recommend you get the top. But having both of them does create quite a bit of dimension, which is really nice. All right. And then what I do, because you know I'm not going to waste any paper because I'm cheap, I flip mine over like this. It's an A2 size. I line it up with the corners, and then I hold it in place, and I take a little piece of tape, a little bit on the back, a lot on the front, and then just wrap it around so that it stays through when I am die cutting it. So that's 1 and 2. Okay. Oh, I know what I was telling you guys. The four-wheeler. My mind is going. Um, so anyway, my mom had bought my little jelly bean a four-wheeler for Christmas. And I was like, oof, like I don't know, she might be a little young. And so they were gonna save it for her birthday. But now that our situation has changed on Easter, my mom was like, can you go ahead and give it to her? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So the reason she got it is because my son, my peanut butter, used to ride a Jeep all the time, like in their backyard. Um, and oh, okay. Uh, and so she thought that my daughter would enjoy it. So once we took it out of the box, my son, he's a very loving big brother, was chomping at the bit to set it up for his sister. And so he set her up with it and was trying to explain to her like how to turn and push the pedal or whatever. But what he did not explain was the gears. So when she pushed the pedal, she was going in reverse and could not stop herself and ran directly into the fence. Uh, um, Fortunately, it was where the fence, like the gate was. So the gate just moved open and there was no disasters. But yeah, I was like, we're gonna have to teach her a little more than just hit the gas, buddy. Okay. And then I do like to do this. I like to run back through. And then I check and see And oh look, oh my gosh, you're just getting nothing but my I hope I did a good job painting my nails because all you're able to see is my fingernail. Okay. You can also probably see how dry my hands are from washing them because I have a toddler and since my mom is sick, I wash my hands all the time when I'm with her. Okay. So this is the bottom. This is the thickest one. So now let's move on to the top. And then for like these little disaster pieces, um, I don't know where I'd put my release tool. We'll use my tweezers instead. Then I just take this over my garbage can and I take the opposite plate and I just scrape them off. Oh, they hit a mailbox? Yeah, I can totally see that. All right. So let's get rid of these. And then we'll do the next one. And I know last time we did a you're home. Last time we did a little ink blended blue sky, but I'm thinking if we use this lattice, we're going to have to do that again. But I promise you that that's not that's not what every card will be. Not every card will be ink blended blue background. Okay. Speaking of what every card will be, if you like our hive mind here while we're all together, do we have any other ideas of techniques we want to try or products that we want to see in the lives? I would love some input on that. And then also, if you guys went to the event, I think it was Altenew who donated the little Lisa, I'll have to confirm. I think it was Altenew who did the little like envelopes, the zippered pouches. I think I'm going to start just because everything is so yes, I know Linda the iris is on the list. But I went through every single one of my bins and I do not have it. So oh, look at see now this is all together. Oh, it was all together. Um, I will be doing the iris. I just have to get it into my home. I just have to get it into my home. So, all right, what do we got? Lovely layers, coloring die cuts. Oh, Susan, you just did the iris. Well, that's good. All right, and then here, like so you can see the difference. This is the base, which is thicker, and then this is the top piece, which is thinner. So then they fit together like this and create our lattice. What else? I don't think I have any floral dyes. Putting together a color wheel for those that struggle. Iris and alcohol markers. So really, we want to see more coloring. Now, do you want to see more coloring in the way that I normally color, or do you want to see more coloring in maybe a way that is a little bit more approachable for a beginner intermediate type level? I can't show you any sneak peeks, Brandon. I can't do it. All right, so all right, so it seems like we've got a kind of a mix of, oh, look at these little stragglers. So we'll do some more because we've been doing these flowers lately. We've been doing them definitely in what's more my comfortable style. So maybe we'll throw in some that involve a little bit more beginner style. All right, so now let's do this blue background, and then we're going to see how, um, where is the blender brush? Oh, I found it. Okay, good. So I think we're going to do, this is clearly going to be a center focal point because it's too large not to be. So maybe we do the corners. We'll do 2 corners. Oh, doing a 1-layer card. I do love a 1-layer card, Denise. I am a big fan of a 1-layer card. Let's get some blue sky in here. Linda, please use Copics when you do the iris. Okay. Noted. And then here, I think I'm just going to come up the center. That way we have some clouds, well, the appearance of clouds. And we also have plenty of blue sky. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think that's a good enough color variation. So we'll be good with that. And then we'll clean this up so we don't get our fingerprints on everything. Highlighting steps when coloring with Copics. Like where we want to put the highlights? Is that what you mean, Wendy? Okay. So now let's see. Let's see what we're working with. Where are my 90s people at? What song is that? Dawn's not on here. She would know. The Show Me What You're Working With song. Okay. Now let's bring our little friends back in here. You know what? I'm going to scoot this over just a touch. And I'm just going to, just so I can position the flowers a bit. You know, I have enormous big Oh, I know what I did with them. That's for the color. That's for another card I'm working on. Oh, because my desk is a disaster. All right. So let's just tape those in place and let's see what we got going on with our lilies. We're going to have obviously a central, and then do we want to do 2 full and 1 half, or 1 full and 2 halves? I don't like that at all. Hi, Melissa. Okay. Let's kind of slide this in here. All right. And then get a little leaf, a little extra leaf. Come back over here. All right. Thank you, Melissa. I hope you're doing good. I hope you have good weather in Oregon right now. Okay. I don't love that as much. Let me try flipping it over. That's the joy of leaves. If you don't like the way one is working, just flip it over. No one's going to know. They won't know. Okay. So we're going to do a little, my watch is vibrating. Look, It's telling me I need to take more steps. I'm not gonna. Okay. And then maybe one like this. Fill that up there a little. And maybe I would like it better with the two big ones. Maybe one like that, like to the side, so it looks a little fuller. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's bring in these darker leaves. And excuse me, sir, I can see your stem. Okay, so that would go like that. And then maybe we can do some, because I need to fill up this empty space here in between these two. Look at that stem just refuses to stay hidden. Do what I say. Thank you. Okay. Think. Where did I? Okay, there they are. I'm like, guys, where did I put my tweezers? But I have located them. Okay, so we'll pull this out, and then maybe we'll do another leaf here. But I want them to be more like this way, is what I want. Like that. This one needs to be on top though. Okay. So now we got those going. And thank you guys so much. All right, we're gonna maybe tuck one, maybe one of these, and one of these, because it'll turn out. You get back in place. And then this one will go here, and this one will go here, maybe here. Okay. Gonna tip that up just a little. You got to get back under here. All right. Are we feeling like we have a good balance? Okay. I am liking this. I am liking this. I do think you guys got to scoot down here. Okay. And we have the leaf up here. Just want you to be seen down here. Okay. Nope, nope. Why are you being this way? Okay. Okay, so now we have a little bit of, let's look at our sentiment. I'm thinking maybe, oh yeah, I totally talked to my card. This conversation would still be happening even if you guys were not here. If you guys were not here, I would still be having this same conversation. So I think the cross in this set is going to be a little, sorry. Okay. Um, you ever notice when you're having a hard time, sometimes things just completely catch you by surprise? Okay. I think I do like this other one. And I do think that I want to see about doing our own. These are gonna, that's gonna be here too long. Your internet is having issues? That happens sometimes, Brandon. Okay. Give me give me the dies. Please and thank you. Okay. But if we put them together like this, and got, I need another smaller one. This one, I think. Julia, that is very unstable. You are multitasking, and that's important. All right, so we're going to put the two pieces together like this. These ones maybe aren't long enough. Maybe these ones. That's going to take us right to the edge of the card. Unsure. Okay, we're going to try those. Okay, so before we get too crazy, I'm just going to get our flowers pinned down together so that way we don't have to. I'm pretty happy with that spread. I mean, I maybe could bump this up one just a little notch, but I think it's okay. This one just needs to get, you got to stay on the card, my dude. Okay, back this way. Here. Now let's see. Okay, I think that is okay-ish. I would like this if this was down more, I think. Maybe just kind of fill it in that gap. You are barely seen. So to do a little more green there. Do we like that better? Nope. No, we do not. And this is why it takes so long to make a card. Because you got to mess around with all the stuff until you're happy with the layout. Come over here, little friend. Okay. I think I would like to tuck that down a little, but we're just gonna go with what we got. Where is my? Oh, you know what? I took my glue with me to my parents. Did I leave it there? I just dropped my heat tool on the floor. Nope. Okay. I got another tube. Thankfully. There we go. Oh, you're retired, Diane. That's lovely. I when I left dispatching, I was about 17, no, 18 years into my pension. And you have to have 25 or you have to be of minimum age. Um, so I had quite a while to go because I started when I was 20. So the earliest that I could go would be 55. Um, but it wouldn't have given me um, my whole pension. It would have just been like a partial. So uh, I keep saying, if right now I work for myself from home, but if I ever wanted to go back and get my full pension, their dispatchers are not like here. They aren't in like the FOP, which is the Fraternal Order of Police. We were in the Ohio Public Servants. Um, so I could always just go get another job that would qualify me. It didn't necessarily have to be dispatch, though. Uh, Hi, Jen. Okay. So maybe someday I'll go back and get my full pension. Maybe not. Just depends. So this needs to go. I want to tuck this in a little bit more. You have 34 years before you can retire. Samantha, how long have you been working? That's a long time, girl. There. That's better. Okay. I gotta get this one back in here. Hi, Wendy. I didn't even know you were in here. Yes and no. I When I became a dispatcher, it was a totally different animal. When I became a dispatcher, we dispatched in-house. So we were in the same station as the officers. We knew them, we knew their wives and their kids and their families. And I mean, it really was more like a true family. But the county that I dispatched for decided that regional dispatch would be a better way to go. So here, now that they're all stuck together, I'm just going to go in and kind of secure it so that way when I get done with my cross, I can put it on in one piece instead of having to chase everything all over the place. So anyway, I do miss that style of dispatching, like being in house and knowing all of the residents, the people who, called more frequently. Um, it's just a different thing. Now with the regionalization, not only do you not know who your officers are, you don't know who the residents are. So no, I don't miss that part. Okay. So while we're gluing, we're going to go ahead and get this done as well. Guess I will have to work until I die. Girl, that's how all the rest of us feel, honestly, especially with the way the economy has been moving. It feels like you're never going to be my mom, my mom. I've been doing the my parents' grocery order because I have a subscription-based grocery. So I just been putting their groceries on mine, and I had not given them the like I hadn't told them how much it costs because, well, to me, it doesn't really, it's fine. Like I can get it, and she's like, "No, no, we're going to give you money. You need to add it all up. We probably owe you $500 in groceries." And she wasn't really that far off the mark, which is crazy. Okay. Now, these are really easy to line up, these cover plates. Gosh, I just love this cover plate so much, this lattice, especially like for spring cards. It just is so good. Oh, you know what? I need to take that piece of tape off because I don't want anybody to be able to see it. I thought I got them all, but maybe I didn't. Okay. And we're all lined up. Okay, there we go. Okay. And now we'll just go ahead and put this on our $300 a week in groceries. Yeah, I totally feel that, Brandon. There's four of us. We are a family of four. Oh, thank you so much. All right. So is it Corolla? Ca- Carola? Tell me how to say it. I want to know how to say it right. Um, yeah, I don't like they hound me and then it's like a game. Well, it always has been, honestly. Anytime my mom would we would host something, she would always try to give me money. And I'm like, no, no, we got it. We got it. Thanks, but no thanks. And then it became a game that even my son got it on. Like she would try to put the money in my purse or hide it underneath something on the kitchen table. And then I would give her a hug goodbye and I would drop it back in her purse. I would have Nathan go out and say goodbye to her and then, put it like in her cup holder in the car. Like it turned into it turned into quite a game um, to not take her dollars. All right, so now we've got our card front. Judith, you're in Hawaii. Aloha. I want to come visit you someday. Okay, so now here's our flowers. We're happy with that. We're going to save a little bit of time because, we've been hanging out for a minute and I know that you guys probably want to go do your own things. I'm going to see, I think I have a piece of craft cardstock. This is my long one. These ones, we don't know which one we need, so that's why we're doing two of those. Okay. It sounds just like Corolla. All right. Well, it's a beautiful name, and thank you for the gift. Judith, you have a guest room? I'm not, girl. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll come to your house. When I was going, where was it? Oh, is Jen still in here? Yeah, it was Jen. So I was working for another company and they were doing creativation. And so they needed an extra person, and creativation was being held in Columbus, and I live in Ohio. Um, Bye, Brandon. Thanks for stopping by. Um, so anyway, I was like, yeah, I can come down or whatever. And I have severe, severe driving anxiety. And my husband my husband was like, I'll drive you down there and then come back and pick you up, which is so kind of him. And so on the way down there, we're talking, and he was like, so who do you know? Like, who do you know at this thing? Because they had rented like an Airbnb. It was cheaper than the hotel. So he's like, well, who do you know that you're going to be hanging out with, you know, here? And I was like, oh, I don't know any of them. And he was like, what? I'm like, no, I don't know who any of them. I mean, like, I know who they are by, like, you know, from the company that they own or from talking to them, you know, like just chit chatting on the internet and stuff. But like in person, no, I don't know any of them. And so he was so taken aback. Like, why would you just go stay with strangers? And I was like, well, because they are going to pay me too. But also, I like going to those shows because Creativation is a little bit different because that's more for like store owners. But it does mean that I get to see people in the industry that I am friends with. So that part does make me happy. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh yeah. Most people like they would want to know somebody. I was like, it's fine. I've watched enough murdery shows to know what to look out for, and I was pretty confident they weren't going to murder me. And then I was blessed because this Jennifer Cray who's hanging out in here, that is the first time that I got to see her and meet her in person, and now I don't know what I would do without her. Okay. All right. I am going to spare you bringing this die cutting machine back up here. I'm just going to roll it through on the floor very quickly. Please don't judge me. And we're back. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Paula. Don't worry, we were also running late. Not we, me. Everybody else was in here chatting it up. So really just me was late. Okay. Well, Jennifer, you know that you're a crier. I am also a crier. I will not try to make you cry this way. We're going to go like this. And then where's our card? Here's this. So we're not just putting this on plain because you know I can't leave anything well enough alone. All right. So that'll go there. Hey, friend. And then these are the long ones. This is going to go right to the edge, I think. Maybe I will like the shorter ones better. I don't know. Let's lay these lilies on here and see what we got. Okay. Let's try the shorter ones. Okay. And now the lilies. I think the other one you can see the cross more, but I think the shorter ones are more balanced. So we'll have to, let me try these again. Okay. Come on, little guy. Don't be that way. Just scoot over. Thank you. All right, so there's that. I think if we want to see any of the crossbar, I think we have to use the bigger one. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's see if we can just trim them a smidge. Not going to take off a lot, just a little. Go this way. Okay. Mm, I almost like these would be better if this was okay, hold on. You guys know that I am the queen of we are going to make this work. Um, and I don't ever want to have to die cut more than I need to. So we're gonna get this together. Okay. And we're gonna do a piece of tape to hold them together. And a piece of tape and hold it together. And then don't panic. Okay, these go together. Caitlin, it's so nice to see you. She and I get to chit chat sometimes on Instagram. All right, so now let's see if this works better because it's well, it's not actually a little bit longer, but oh yeah, see, I think that is better. This obviously needs to come over a hair, but I do think that that is better. Okay. So we got to color these and then we can put them on the card. But we're going to be really quick about it because we're only going to see just a little bit. Um, 57, 59, 55. Okay. Nope. We're using OLOs. We're using OLO. So now I got to get the OLOs. Okay. All right. So I am an an 078 and an 077. And then I need I need something to blend it in, but not something that is that warm. I want a cooler color. Um, let's see here. 7.6. What does what does the 7.6 look like? What are you? What do you look like? Scrap paper. Scrap paper. Here we go. Oh, you're warm. Oh, Svetlana, thank you so much. Okay, so we don't like that. What about, let me try a warm gray maybe. If I was a warm gray, I would be, this is a 7 and a 9, and that is a 1 and a 0. Where's the 3 and the 5? Because that's really what I need. What color are you? No. Too green. I guess I'm going to go with that one, even though I don't really, I wish it wasn't as warm. But it is what it is. Okay. So this has wood grain in it. So really what we're doing is just adding a little bit of shading. Doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, we're not going to see the vast majority of it. See, and you can see, like, as we're kind of skimming over it, it's picking up that embossed texture from the dye, which is great. Because that means we have to do even less work, which honestly, I am here for. Okay. And then I think, what are we thinking for the sentiment? Easter's past. So do we want to do it as a sympathy card? How do we want to do it? Oh, you're on a pillow. Honestly, Denise, that's how it feels like right now. Because like there's so many of us that are at my parents' house all the time, just trying to spend time with my mom. Like there's fold out chairs, there is pillows on the floor, like we're all just wherever we can find a spot. Doop, 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 doop. Okay. Just get a little bit of color on there. Okay. This is where I get messed up. It never looks right. Well, right now this looks, I mean, even mine does not look good, but that's okay because we're not gonna see all of it. So don't be so hard on yourself. It's all right. Basic, is it a huge jump from a basic set from Amazon to Copics or Olos as far as blendability? I don't know. Honestly, I truly do not know the answer to that question because I did use a cheaper set before I bought my Copics, but they were not, because this was a long time ago, guys. Um, they were not off of Amazon. They were the Marvi Yakurta ones. I don't even think they sell them anymore because it's been so long. All right, here we're 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. So this is the center. I think we're spot on. Okay. So now we're going to do these. That's too far down. Gotta come over. Okay. Have your things on the floor. Oh, yeah, Sherry girl, I do have some things on the floor. I certainly do. My die cutting. I have a space for it up on my dresser, but truly, I don't want to have to get up every time I need to die cut something. So yeah, it just sits on the floor. So I think that is a good, let's lay our flowers down and double check. Excuse me, sir, ma'am, you need to stay where you're supposed to go. All right. I think it needs to go up just a hair, but I think as far as cross placement, I think it's good. So let's get that down. Yeah, and it depends on where you're watching from. Um, if you're watching on the Honeybee channel or what, because it streams on both my channel and the Honeybee channel, but I think that you can't see both chats. I need a roller cart. I do. Lisa, I have a roller cart already. I already have one, girl. It's just full of stuff. So I don't know if you guys know this. I think I shared with you a little bit around Jelly Bean's birthday. Um, and she loves the Taylor Swift. She loves the T Swift. And so yesterday when we was it yesterday? No, day before. When we were together, we were watching uh the Eras tour on the Disney Channel. And ever since we were doing that, I have this song stuck in my head. The Man, the Man by Taylor Swift. I cannot get it out of my head. I just cannot. It is an earworm for sure. You have tennis elbow from all your die cutting, Paula? Oh my goodness. Maybe I should invest in an electric. I'm still using a crank. Why are you being this way? Why are you the way that you are? Okay. Oh, yeah, she does like to sing it. You're watching from Sweden? That's so cool. This tape does not want to hold these together. So I will do my best to get them lined up. Okay. All right. So now nobody needs to know that our middle fell out. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Okay, let's get these. Keep bumping this thing. Okay. Bump, bump, bum. See, so normally on a regular work day, because I don't have any coworkers, I'm just here, me, myself, and I. Dawn Woolslagel and I would get on video chats, and then we would just chat and craft away with each other all day as if we were coworkers. But now we both kind of got a lot going on, so so we don't get to do that as much. But I do look forward to the time in which we will be able to get back to it. A little this one. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to put you remember when I told you guys that I haven't cleaned up anything? So here's my Misty that still has uh, the stamp in it from the premiere, and also this one that still has the stamp in it from the premiere. Both of them are dirty and haven't been cleaned, but I'm going to set them here while I pick out my sentiment so that all those die cuts will adhere really nicely. Because when I say I have not cleaned anything, I have not cleaned anything. All right, so now I'm going to try to get through these sentiments without crying. Okay. So I do like this one, sending my love during this difficult time, which would turn it into a sympathy card. This one right here absolutely kills me because the Old Rugged Cross is one of my mom's favorite gospels. Um, so let's do we have a so maybe I'm thinking because like here this one has like the sending Easter blessings and stuff, but I'm thinking maybe I'm going to go with the trust in the Lord with all your heart because I do think that this would be a really good um confirmation card. I am not Catholic, but I do have friends that are Catholic. Um and so that's kind of one of those ones that it's nice to have it uh kind of in the waiting in the wings because you know you never have time to make them when you want to. Um So I think I'm going to do that one. Okay. And let's look at placement. It's right down here at the bottom. Maybe just a little. Maybe a little one. A little have faith one. And then we could do that one on the inside. Maybe. Let's go with that one. Let's go with the little have faith. So now here becomes the question. What color do we do? Let me see if what do we do with that scrap piece of paper that we were scribbling on? Here it is. So I wonder if look, can you see my nail polish scratches right here on the paper? Okay. I'm thinking that I can create my own paper. Is this the no, I want the dark dark. Where is the dark dark one? Have I already misplaced it? I cannot be trusted. You put my things in a place that they will successfully be located again. Is this it? I think this is it. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. If you have this color cardstock, then you would not need to do what I am doing. But if you're like me and you typically just buy white colored cardstock, then this little trick may work for you. Okay. I'm actually really surprised. We've pretty consistently had a really good showing in the middle of the day. Um, I really did not expect us to have that. I thought we would have less followers, joiners, less joiners in the day, but not so. We're doing pretty good, I think. All right, so let's do that. And then you can do this in whatever color you would like. Um, I'm gonna do white, I think. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. And I do preheat my heat gun. I do like to preheat it. So I think it'll cut, like the phone will cut out the noise, but I'm not 100% positive. So we're still going to treat with our anti-static tool. And then use our white pigmenting. I always like to stamp twice. Okay. And now we will get the dye. And we will locate. There it is, right there. Line this little guy up. Oh, are we talking about the upcoming release? I did spend some time this week stamping and die cutting. Okay, so there. See, now we have our own little custom color cardstock, and dog hair, and it will blend in perfectly onto our little card. Or we could do it down here. You could probably even tuck it in like up here above this little flower, but I think I'm going to tuck mine right here. And here. Oh yeah, that one's not bad because there's not as much up there in that corner. So maybe we'll do that one. Now this still feels like this is better. Yep, that's what I'm going to go with. Okay. Your OCD would put it in the bottom middle. But see, and this isn't bad, but this is not as balanced. that rule of thirds kind of prompts us to I am gonna tuck it a little bit underneath this flower just so it's not hanging out, but I do like this better. But I will have to use a little bit of foam tape on this side because there's lots of dies to support it there, but not so many to support it over here. Um, where, there it is. So we're just gonna get a little teeny tiny piece of foam tape and just tuck it right on the end here. And then the rest of it, we should be able to add our glue. And locate our tweezers. And then this should go right here. Make sure I'm straight before I push it down. Okay. Good, good, good. And then I think we should do some gems. I do need to add a little bit of a white highlight to those. These ones need a little bit of a, there we go. And then you can always, like you can always go back in here and add some little white dots to make it a little bit more interesting. I would recommend you do this after you add your glitters because if it's not all the way dry, you can smear it. But this is just going to be something that just adds a little bit extra, nothing crazy. We got the dark in there already, just a little bit of a lighter something. Okay. And these are the rainbow ones we used last time, which I do love, but I think maybe I'm feeling more of a pearl. I don't know, that just seems the pearls just seem a little classier for this kind of card. And I think I'm gonna use, so this is this does not go at all. This is like from the Americana release from last summer. Uh, but I like these white pearls. So I think that's what I'm gonna get in there and use. So we're just gonna, I want it to go there. I'm not pushing these down because I'm not 100%. Just kind of laying them there. Mm, nope, I don't like that as much. So let's try this side for the bigger ones. And this one for the smaller ones. I do like that better. Okay. All right. And then I think that's it. That's our whole shebang. I'm really happy with the way that it came out. The cross came from, hold on, the wood frame. Is that what it's called? Let me look. Yeah, the wood frame builder. So we die cut them as individual pieces and then put them together um, to create the cross, which I really like. I feel like the beveled edges, it's really making it a little bit extra. Um, and I think that's great. And then the wood grain that's already in there, plus the added colors. Um, I think she is a pretty girl. I do. So let me hello again. Um, so yeah, I the blue violet I would not naturally have gravitated towards for a lily, but I think it came out really good. So see, you guys are like helping to push me creatively too, which I am enjoying. So I am going to let Lisa pick a winner, and then I will nab it up and put it on the screen once she has something picked. And oh, hockey, the other Denise, you are the winner. Congratulations. And then you can send an email to the customer care at Honeybee Stamps and they will get you your gift card so that you can nab up some good stuff. I love that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me and spending your time with me. I know your time is a precious commodity. Um, so I do appreciate you. And then next Wednesday, we'll start a new project. I will do with this one the same thing I did with the other one, which is I will take some still photos and then I will post them in the Honeybee Creativity group for you guys to see. And then I will also change the thumbnails on the YouTube video so you know like which one is part one and which one is part two. Um, so yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And I hope that you learned a little bit. All right. No Crafty Live on Wednesday, just the release party. Oh yeah, that is something because we were talking about that and then I got confused about the dates. So next Wednesday, we will not be together during the day. We will be together in the evening. Bring snacks and a beverage because we have so much good stuff to cover. So thank you all very much. And I will see you next Wednesday. There will be a premiere on Monday, though. So I'll chit chat with you there. You just won't see this. You'll just be seeing the video. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.